Nathan hadn't seen Tobias in years. They were inseparable in college. Road trips, late-night debates over cheap beer, and making plans they never kept. Then life got in the way. They had met freshman year, thrown together as roommates by sheer luck. Tobias was the wild one, always pushing boundaries and dragging Nathan into adventures he never would have dared on his own. Nathan, in turn, was the voice of reason, the one who made sure they actually graduated instead of burning out in a blur of reckless decisions. But after college, their paths diverged. Nathan took a stable job in the city, while Tobias vanished into a life of travel and isolation, always moving, never settling down. So when Tobias reached out of nowhere, Nathan was surprised. His phone buzzed late one night with an unfamiliar number, and when he picked up, the voice on the other end was unmistakable. "Nate, man, it's been too long." Nathan blinked, caught between disbelief and nostalgia. "Tobias? No way! How the hell have you been?" Tobias chuckled, that same mischievous lilt in his voice. "Living, wandering, thinking about old times. We used to talk about getting out of the city, remember? About being free?" Nathan smiled, shaking his head. "Yeah, but I figured you actually did it. I just got stuck behind a desk." "And that's exactly why you need a break. Listen, I got this place now. A cabin, middle of nowhere. It's peaceful, man. You should come up. No schedules, no traffic, just two old friends catching up." Nathan hesitated. It had been years. But something in Tobias's voice felt familiar. Right. Like slipping into an old, worn jacket that still fit perfectly. "All right," Nathan said. "Send me the address." The drive started fine. He followed the GPS through familiar highways, the setting sun casting golden streaks across his windshield. But as the hours stretched on and the sky darkened, the directions began to change. "In 500 feet, turn left." Nathan frowned. That wasn't the way Tobias had described. He glanced at his phone. No service. His last text from Tobias refused to load. The GPS chimed again, more insistent this time. "This way is faster." Nathan sighed. Maybe it was a shortcut. He turned. The road quickly deteriorated. The pavement cracked, then turned to gravel. Trees loomed on either side, swallowing what little moonlight remained. The headlights felt weaker, barely illuminating the road ahead. "Continue for 12 miles. His stomach twisted. He hadn't seen another car in nearly an hour. This didn't feel right. Nathan reached for the GPS to re-enter the address manually. The screen flickered. "No!" He froze. The voice was different, no longer mechanical. Lower, heavier, wrong. He tapped the screen again. The map distorted, roads vanishing into a mess of pulsing static. The yellow route line twitched like something alive. "You are going the wrong way, Nathan." A cold weight settled in his chest. His fingers clenched the wheel. "This isn't funny," he muttered, pressing the brakes. Nothing happened. His foot slammed the pedal. Still nothing. The car kept going, steady, unyielding. Panic clawed at his throat. He yanked the wheel, but the car didn't respond. It was moving on its own. The GPS crackled. "Rerouting. You can't leave." Nathan's breath came fast, ragged. The car picked up speed. "Stop," he whispered. "Stop, damn it!" The steering wheel wrenched violently in his hands, jerking the car down an even smaller road, if it could even be called that. Overgrown, barely visible, a path leading deeper into the trees. The headlights flickered, then cut out completely. Darkness swallowed him. The car slowed to a crawl, rolling to a stop on its own. His heart pounded against his ribs. The screen pulsed with static, the voice now a whisper. "You're here." Nathan didn't think. He threw open the door and bolted. Cold night air hit his face as he stumbled onto uneven ground. He didn't know where he was, just that he had to run. Then he heard it, a sound behind him. Not footsteps, not breathing. Something stirred beyond the trees, warped, erratic, moving in a way that defied logic. Nathan turned to look. Hands grabbed him, fingers too long, too strong, latched onto his arms and yanked him back. A cold, searing pain burned through his skin as he screamed. He thrashed, kicked, but it was useless. The thing held him there, pulled him deeper into the black. The last thing he saw was his car, its GPS still glowing faintly. The voice, smooth and satisfied, whispered one final time, "Destination reached." Then the darkness swallowed him whole. The only remnants left behind were his car and cell phone, both dead in the middle of the road. But by the time anyone else came along, Nathan's car was gone, vanished without a trace.